You know it. Somewhere deep down, beneath the layers of confusion, the excuses you've made for him, and the mental exhaustion you're carrying, there's a voice whispering that something has changed. It's not just a vague suspicion, it's a physical sensation. A knot in your stomach that tightens when he picks up his phone. A coldness in his eyes that wasn't there before. But every time you try to bring it up, reality gets twisted. You're called crazy, insecure, paranoid, and you end up apologizing for even suspecting anything, while your intuition is screaming that the danger is real. I need you to understand something fundamental before we begin. A narcissist's betrayal is not the same as betrayal from an emotionally mature person, or even a typical immature person. In normal relationships, cheating often happens due to impulse, a crisis, or a lack of connection. In the world of pathological narcissism, betrayal is structural. It's a quest for supply. A narcissist doesn't cheat because they found someone better. They cheat because they need new mirrors to reflect the grandiosity they believe they possess, something they can no longer extract from you because you've seen the real them. You aren't dealing with a moral slip-up. You're dealing with a replacement of resources. And because their minds operate in very rigid patterns, the signs they leave behind aren't just clues. They are symptoms of predictable psychological behavior. In this video, we are going to validate what your intuition already knows. We'll go through 7 signs, the last of which is, ironically, the moment he confesses everything without saying a single honest word. My name is Lauren Mitchell. My purpose with this channel is to show you that the problem was never you, and more importantly, that you are not alone. Click the link in the description to check out my ebook. No video or random explanation compares to this material. Here, for the first time, you'll find a complete, organized, and supportive guide regarding the narcissistic partner. If you suspect you've lived through this, or are still trying to make sense of it years later, this is the step that finally changes everything. Let's start with the first sign, which often goes unnoticed because it seems harmless, but it's the beginning of the metamorphosis. Sign 1. Mirroring the new target. You know the person standing next to you. You know he hates country music, or that he's never cared for hiking, or that he's always criticized people who obsess over the gym. Suddenly, without warning, his personality changes. He starts listening to playlists he could never stand. He buys clothes in a style he used to ridicule. He starts using slang or expressions that don't belong in his vocabulary. To an outsider, it might just look like a new phase, but you, who lives with him in intimacy, feel the strangeness. It feels like he's playing a character, and he is. What's happening here is the mirroring mechanism. Remember when you first met? He seemed like your soulmate. He liked everything you liked. If you loved Japanese food, he was a sushi expert. He mirrored you to win you over. Now, he's doing the exact same thing, but with someone else. These sudden new interests didn't come from within him. They are the personality of the new source of supply. He is molding himself to be the ideal partner for this new victim, absorbing her tastes, hobbies, and even her speech patterns. If the new woman is into fitness, he becomes a fitness nut overnight. If she's an intellectual, he starts quoting books he's never read. When you question this change, the response is usually defensive. I'm not allowed to grow. You want me to be the same person forever? This makes you feel stagnant, as if you are the problem holding back his growth. But the truth is, there is no growth. There is only camouflaging adaptation. He is wearing the skin necessary to secure his next dose of adoration. This leads us to a behavior that often happens simultaneously and is designed to make you feel inferior. Sign 2. Innocent. Triangulation. Narcissistic betrayal is rarely kept a total secret in a psychological sense. They need you to know, on some level, that there is competition. This increases their value and your anxiety, which is a feast of supply for them. The sign here is the introduction of a third person into conversations, but in a subtle, almost innocent way. It could be a new BA female coworker, an old friend who resurfaced, or someone from the gym. There are 2 ways he does this. The first is through excessive admiration. Sarah is so organized. She solved a problem at the office that no one else could. He talks about her with a spark in his eye that you don't see, directed at you anymore. The underlying message is, she has something you don't. The second way, and more dangerous because it's counterintuitive, is through constant complaining. This woman won't leave me alone. She's always asking for help. She's so pathetic. He paints the new source of Supply as needy, crazy about him, or annoying. Why would he do this if he were interested in her? To hide the betrayal in plain sight, while simultaneously validating his own ego. By saying she is chasing him, he is telling you, I am desired. Other women want me. You should work harder to keep me. This creates a dynamic where you feel jealous, but then feel guilty for being jealous of someone he claims is annoying, or just a coworker. It's the perfect triangulation. He puts you and the other woman in a competition where neither of you knows the rules, and he is the only judge. While you're worrying about the annoying coworker, he is cultivating intimacy with her. And while he cultivates this new relationship, his view of you must change drastically to justify what he's doing. Sign 3. Sudden micro-devaluation. For a narcissist to cheat without feeling guilt, not that they feel guilt like we do, but they need to maintain an internal narrative that they are good people, or victims. He needs to turn you into the villain of the story. You notice this when, suddenly, nothing you do is good enough. Things he used to love about you are now reasons for irritation. If he loved your spontaneity, now you're immature and loud. If he loved your care, now you're smothering and controlling. This micro-devaluation serves two purposes. First, it creates an emotional distance that makes cheating easier. It's easier to betray someone you've convinced yourself is unbearable or let themselves go. He rewrites the history of the relationship in his head. I'm not cheating. I'm seeking comfort because my wife is impossible. Second, it destabilizes you. You start trying to please him more, walking on eggshells, trying to win back the version of him that loved you. The harder you try, the more repulsed he feels, because a narcissist despises anyone they can easily manipulate. He starts comparing you, implicitly or explicitly, to the fantasy of the new person. The new supply is still perfect because he doesn't live with her, doesn't pay bills with her, and doesn't have a routine with her. You are reality, and the narcissist hates reality. Betrayal is his escape into fantasy, and for the fantasy to survive, reality, you, must be devalued. This devaluation manifests not just in words, but in his digital behavior, which becomes an impenetrable fortress. Sign 4. Preemptive privacy defense. Everyone has a right to privacy, but in a healthy relationship, privacy is about having individual space, not about secrecy. With a narcissist in the cheating phase, the phone stops being a device and becomes an extension of his nervous system. The behavior changes drastically. The phone that used to be tossed on the sofa now goes with him to the bathroom, into the shower, and sleeps under his pillow. If you get close while he's typing, he locks the screen or flips the device over in a quick reflex. But the most telling sign isn't just the secrecy, it's the reaction to your presence. Watch his micro-expressions when he gets a notification. There is a slight smile, a visible hit of dopamine, followed immediately by a neutral or annoyed expression if he realizes you're looking. Furthermore, passwords change. He starts using do not disturb mode frequently, and if you dare to ask who it was or why he's so attached to his phone, the reaction is disproportionate. He doesn't just say it was a friend. He explodes. Don't you trust me? Am I not allowed to have anything? Do you want to control my life? The intensity of the defense is proportional to the size of the secret. He acts as if he's protecting nuclear codes, because for your relationship dynamic, that's exactly what he's hiding. He's protecting the new source of supply that is feeding his ego at that moment. And because he is receiving this emotional fuel from another source, something happens to the energy he used to dedicate to you. Sign 5. The emotional vacuum. This is one of the most painful signs because it is silent. During the cycle of abuse, you get used to the chaos, the fights, the circular arguments, the criticism. There is an intensity, even if it's negative. When the narcissist has already secured, or is deeply involved with a new supply, he enters a state of cold indifference toward you. He stops fighting. He stops trying to fix you. He stops making demands. Many victims mistake this for a phase of peace. Oh, we've finally stopped fighting. But it isn't peace. It's divestment. He has withdrawn his emotional energy from the relationship with you and transferred it to the other person. He doesn't have enough of a mask to sustain two intense performances at the same time. You feel like you're living with a polite but distant roommate. Sex, if it happens, is mechanical and devoid of intimacy, or it simply stops happening under excuses of tiredness and stress. He doesn't look you in the eye. He doesn't ask how your day was because he genuinely doesn't care anymore. His mind is occupied idealizing the new conquest. If you try to initiate a connection or even an argument, he evades it. He gives short, one-word answers. It's the silent treatment, but without the visible anger. It's the silence of emotional discard that precedes physical discard. He's already gone. His body is the only thing left in the house. But if you push and try to break through this vacuum, he will use his favorite tool to ensure you don't discover the truth. Sign 6. Gaslighting you into craziness. When you put the pieces together, the hidden phone, the coldness, the new interests, that friend from work, and confront the narcissist, he won't confess. He will question your sanity. The goal here is to make you doubt your own perception of reality. He will say things like, "You're seeing things that aren't there. You need therapy. This jealousy is pathological. Am I not allowed to have friends? Do you want to isolate me from the world? You're ruining everything with your paranoia." He focuses on your reaction, not his action. If you cry, he'll say you're unstable. If you yell, he'll say you're aggressive and that this is why he doesn't like being home. Gaslighting during betrayal serves to buy time. While you spend days or weeks analyzing yourself, thinking, "Am I actually crazy?" Or, "Am I overreacting?" he continues the affair undisturbed. He uses your doubt as a shield. He needs you to feel insecure because an insecure and confused person is easier to control and less likely to leave him. He makes you believe the problem in the relationship is your suspicion, not his infidelity. And this brings us to the last sign, the most perverse and, paradoxically, the most revealing of all. Sign 7, projective confession, the most obvious. We've reached the crucial point. This is the sign that, once you understand it, changes everything. The narcissistic mind operates through a defense mechanism called projection. They are incapable of dealing with shame or the idea that they are bad, so they take what they are doing or feeling and project it onto the person closest to them. The most obvious sign that a narcissist is cheating on you is when he accuses you of cheating. Out of nowhere, he starts interrogating you. Where were you? Who is this guy who liked your photo? Why did it take you 10 minutes to get home from work? You're dressing up too much just to go to the bakery. Is someone there? This looks like jealousy, but it isn't. It's a confession. He knows what he's doing. He knows how easy it is to lie, how easy it is to hide, how easy it is to lead a double life. Since he lacks empathy and views the world as a reflection of himself, he assumes that if he is cheating, you must be too, or at the very least, that you are capable of it. Furthermore, by accusing you, he puts you on the defensive. Instead of you investigating his behavior, you spend all your energy trying to prove your innocence. You show him your phone, you explain your schedule, you swear, your loyalty. While you're busy defending yourself against a crime you didn't commit, he is free to commit his. This baseless and aggressive accusation is the smoking gun. It is the most concrete proof you will get before catching the messages or seeing him with someone else. When a narcissist accuses you of something terrible without proof, understand, he is telling you what he is doing. It is his admission of guilt. I know reading this hurts. It hurts because it validates the fear you tried to ignore. But I want you to use this pain as fuel for clarity. The narcissist's betrayal didn't happen because you weren't pretty enough, smart enough, or patient enough. The betrayal happened because the narcissist is a bottomless pit that needs to be constantly filled by external validation. No single person can fill that hole forever. You were the best thing in the world during the idealization phase, and now the new person is the best thing in the world. And guess what? Soon, she will also be devalued and betrayed. Understanding these signs isn't so you can become a better detective and try to stop him from cheating. It's for you to realize that the game is rigged. There is no way to win by playing by his rules. If you identified these signs, stop explaining yourself. Stop trying to prove you aren't crazy. Your intuition was your defense system working perfectly the whole time. The craziness he says you have is actually your intelligence screaming for you to save yourself. Listen to it. The exit door is the only one that leads you back to reality and sanity. Feel free to leave your story, your vent, or even a suggestion for the next video in the comments below. Click the link in the description to check out my ebook and the benefits of being a member of this channel. Click on the suggested video on the screen to stay with me, and remember, you are light. Never forget to shine.